Lebanese official has told Al Jazeera that the ceasefire agreement is based on UN Resolution 1701. It was adopted by the Security Council in 2006. It barred Hezbollah from operating between the Litani River and the Blue Line. That's the UN-designated temporary border. Israel was meant to remove all of its troops from Lebanese territory, but neither side has ever fully complied with the terms. Israel regularly violates Lebanon's airspace further north of Beirut and continues to occupy the Shabaa Farms, Gaja and the Kafr Shuba Heights. And Hezbollah is accused of building up its arsenal south of the Litani, despite the presence of a UN peacekeeping force. One of Israel's aims with a ceasefire is to ensure that the north of the country is secure enough for people to return to their homes. But those displaced from near the border with Lebanon say they don't feel safe returning.
We are not happy with the agreement that it's going to come because the conditions in the agreement are secret. And we are very, very sad that nobody tells us what's going to be when we'll come back to Metula, which is on the border, 20, 50 meters from the border. We don't feel safe because we know there is a lot of shelters till now that the Israeli forces did not go in and destroy everything it's there. It needs another 2 months to finish, and if we finish now, it will the weapon will stay.
Alon Pinkas is a former ambassador and consul-general of Israel in New York. He joins us now from Tel Aviv. Great to have you with us. Let's first of all pick up on those Israelis in the north of the country, because one of Netanyahu's stated aims of this war was to get them safely back in their homes. But it really doesn't sound like they're convinced that this ceasefire is going to achieve that.
Well, they're not convinced, Laura, because they've been misled and misinformed time and time again in the last year, and specifically in the last 57 days since, as you correctly mentioned, the ground operation began. They were first told that they should stay at home, then they left, then they were told they should go back, but they couldn't. Now they're being told, well, a week ago, the defense minister, the new defense minister, said that the war's aim is to disarm Hezbollah, and then they wake up a week later and Israel is signing an agreement that does not disarm Hezbollah. Now, I'm not getting, Laura, into the feasibility of disarming Hezbollah. It's not even in the agreement, to the best of my knowledge. And so they are right not to pressure the government to pursue the war further, because they're ill-equipped to make those decisions or ill-informed to make those decisions. But I do understand that they have doubts, because, as you mentioned, in reference to UN Security Council Resolution 1701 from 2006, we've been through a series of agreements, all of which were circumstantial, none of which proved to be durable. So these people left their homes, left their farms, left their crops, left their businesses, and they're just afraid to go back. And so I understand their frustration and disbelief in what the government is saying. Because,
of course, another aim for Netanyahu was dismantling Hezbollah, and also that's not been realised. As you've just said, we don't believe that disarming them is part of this ceasefire agreement. But do we expect Netanyahu to still declare victory here?
Oh, yeah, he's going to declare victory, but there are two ways of looking at it. One is to listen to what he's going to say in an hour or tomorrow, for that matter. And he's going to say that Israel degraded Hezbollah significantly, that Israel hit Hezbollah's missile arsenal significantly, that Israel targeted most of Hezbollah's political and military leadership successfully. They've all been assassinated, killed, targeted, call it what you want. And these are great achievements. And in hoping that this agreement will prove to be sustainable, he thinks the war aims have been exhausted. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. The second way of looking at it is this runs contrary to everything you said, Mr. Netanyahu. You're pushing Hezbollah north of the Litani River. That doesn't solve the issue of missiles, does it? The Litani River is just 45 kilometers north of the Israeli or the international Israel-Lebanon border. So he's not only not disarming Hezbollah, but according to many critics, He's allowing them time to regroup, reestablish their leadership, and even rearm. But there's another aspect to this that we may not know yet, and that is that Hezbollah has been under severe Iranian pressure to reach this agreement and to agree to it, and that Israel, or Netanyahu rather, has been pressured by the military, which is thinly stretched between Gaza, Lebanon, the West Bank, and homeland security. And so they need, the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, needs this hiatus to regroup as well. So this serves everyone, but it goes back to my first point, Laura. It's circumstantial. It's not going to last. It may last a year, okay? It may last 2 years. Great. Not more than that. It may last just 60 days. Who knows?
Amongst his critics are members of his own security cabinet, and we've been hearing about Smotrich and Ben-Gvir saying that they are not prepared to vote for this ceasefire deal. How much damage is this going to do to Netanyahu domestically?
Not much. What these two are doing is a pro forma grandstanding, expression of their opposition, so they can be on record that they were against this. These two armchair field marshals, one of which never served in the military, the other was a clerk for 10 months. So they're not really, seasoned generals with an idea of what can or cannot be done in Lebanon. So they're saying this for political purposes to placate their own base. But I think there's a much more sinister and dangerous game being played here. They are doing this in exchange, and this is me speculating or guesstimating, if you will. They are doing this in exchange for promises from Netanyahu that Israel will not leave the Gaza Strip anytime soon. You hear that, and I think one of your reporters in a segment preceding us said so. You listen to how they're talking about new Jewish settlements in the northern tip of the Gaza Strip. That may happen, that may not happen, but it doesn't matter. That seems to me to be the deal that they're extracting from Netanyahu, and looking forward to an incoming Trump presidency. They actually think they're going to get away with annexing part of the West Bank. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what they think.
OK. Alon Pinkas, many thanks indeed. We'll be coming back to you in the coming hours as we hear more about this potential ceasefire deal.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.